Company, chart of accounts. With the ease of Klix, there's no need for you to be an accountant to manage your chart of accounts. Klix has created a revolutionary accounting system that has modernized traditional accounting by making it simple and easy to understand by everyone. Depending on the industry that you selected when you open your Klix account, this will have automatically created chart of accounts that may be similar to those utilized in your industry. Let's take, for example, a retail store, where, as we all know, the sales are to customers, whereas at a doctor's office, they're to patients. At the end of it all, there's still a sale. The only difference between the two is the name given to the consumers. All businesses in existence today utilize the same types of accounts. These accounts are then divided as follows: general bank account, accounts receivable, account of fixed assets, accounts payable, accounts of obligations due to the government, such as taxes, income, and other income, cost of goods account, expense account, as well as your equity or capital account. All businesses are based on these types of accounts, and then these accounts are subdivided either by name or category of accounts. All the accounts within the Klix system are of the type of accounts previously mentioned. Allow me to explain in detail so you may better understand. The accounting behind the Klix system is so simple, it's as though you were using independent cashiers or mini banks. Let's use as an example an invoice. Once created, the Klix system will deposit in the accounts receivables independent cashier the total due by your customer. The system will simultaneously deduct and deposit into the tax account the amount due by us to the government for taxes, while at the same time deducting the cost of each item sold from the sale amount and depositing the cost of the items into our inventory or cost of goods account. All this is done automatically by Klix, so that afterwards Klix can provide you with a profit and loss statement or a balance sheet. All accounting policies and procedures are set and enabled within the internal motor of Klix, so you can rest assured that you will never need to create a position within your chart of accounts, for they're all included within the mathematics of Klix. To explain in further detail the basic principles of accounting, we will together establish an account for each of the various chart of accounts that exist within the Klix system. To open a new bank account, simply click on New. Then select Bank Account as the type of account you want to open. In business, the funds within your bank account are considered and managed as cash on hand. From within the bank module, you can open various types of accounts, such as a checking or savings account, a money market account. In this instance, we're going to open a checking account. We will need to give our checking account a name. Be certain to use a name that you will identify immediately upon seeing it as your checking account. In addition to the name, you can also assign your checking account a description, such as for customer deposits or for reserve funds, etc. If you're entering an already existing checking account, be certain to enter the initial balance. This way, you will commence to use Klix as of the date you entered this information. With Klix, you can open as many bank accounts as you wish, and additionally, you can also open sub-accounts within any of your bank accounts. Let's suppose that you have several accounts within one bank, and you create sub-accounts. This way, you will always know by dividing the total by your sub-accounts exactly how much you have in that one bank account. Obviously, you must first establish the principal account prior to establishing the sub-account. Now, let's take a glance at the accounts receivable. This account could be divided depending on the type of customers you have. If you handle different accounts receivable or use collection agencies, you can indicate to the system to open several accounts receivable or sub-accounts receivable inside of the principal account. This way, you will always know exactly what is owed to you by your customers. The administrative and accounting modules of Klix work perfectly together, for the total amount that is indicated by your accounts receivable is the exact amount to the dollars and cents, the amount that will be listed in the Anti-Aware of Balances report. This means you will not have to do two transactions each time you collect a payment from a customer, one to apply it administratively and another to apply it to your accounting. With a single entry of the income, Klix will apply them both simultaneously. We should make clear what we call assets. An asset is something your business owns. like for example, a building, office furnishings and equipment, and so on. You can establish an account of assets to know what you have, at the same time know how much you owe. In other words, when you buy an asset and owe on it, an account payable is created because you still owe on it. You can also control your inventory, for example, as assets, since they are assets, and thus become part of your business, although on the other end, it becomes a debt you will need to pay. You also can open an income account. Income is any form of payment that your business brings in. A sale is an income. Payments received for services rendered is also an income. Monetary interest we charge, paid by our customers, are an income. The discounts given to us by our vendors as their customers will eventually become a form of an income, since it's an increase in profit. Generally, in business accounting, there's only one account for the goods we sell. In other words, only one account to track the goods of the items we sell. This will allow the system when we make a purchase to calculate the gains or losses on every transaction. For example, if we buy a product at 10 and we sell it at 20, then the system will indicate the cost of the product as being 10 and the income from the sale 20 with a utility of 10. This way, the system will know exactly how much you gain or lose with each transaction. It's recommended that this be the only account for your cost of goods for resale. Now let's go over expense accounts. Expense accounts are, as they mention, accounts to track your expenses. For each type of expense, you can open an account within your chart of accounts. This way, you will know how much money is being spent each month or annually or on accumulated accounts. You can open an account within your accounting to pay the electricity bill, or for transportation, or an account to pay the telephone. Basically, any bill or expense for your business. This way, when you fill out a check, you can assign the expense account within the accounting, and there will remain in its independent cashier or mini bank for you to track. Each type of expense will have its own little mini bank or cashier. This is not to imply that one has to have a separate account within the accounting for each of the vendors that provide you with goods or services, since Klix administers that separately. As for your equity or capital accounts, it's recommended that you consult with your accountant or bookkeeper about what information to enter in these accounts. Generally, this capital or equity account is the money that your associates contribute to the business so the business can function during its inception, or the contributions that the associates make towards the business when the need for money arises. For more in-depth information on your chart of accounts, it's recommended that you consult with your bookkeeper or accountant.